Welcome to the Catch Up with Claire. Today we are catching up with Shannon Donaldson. Shannon is originally from Mobile, Alabama. She currently lives in Washington, D.C. We were sorority sisters in the same pledge class. She has been one of my closest friends. I don't even want to preview this episode too much because when I tell you we belly laughed, it was so much fun. This conversation really filled my cup. After we stopped recording, Shannon and I both said, we admitted to each other we weren't really in the mood or mindset to record. We both had very busy days, a lot going on. We recorded late. And it was kind of the reset we both needed. And I hope that if you're kind of down on your day, that this is the lightheartedness and laughter that turns it around for you. I also want to share because I meant to share in my conversation with Shannon just the type of friend that she is. Shannon is someone who, in the decade plus of knowing her, has not one single time missed sending a handwritten birthday card and Christmas card because that's the type of friend she is. And listen, we all have a lot going on. I am not that good of a friend. I try to be. But I think there's really such a lost art about reaching out to people in small little acts of kindness and showing that we care. She has truly a heart of gold, is one of the funniest people I know. And I really hope you enjoy this conversation because I most certainly enjoyed myself catching up with Shannon. Shannon, welcome to the Catch Up with Claire.
Thanks so much. I'm so excited to be here.
I feel like we just had a catch up and that was so much fun. And we were like, we have to record this. This is going to be a fun one.
For sure.
Orientus, how are you doing? How is your day going? We're recording at 6:30 at night. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I have jury duty tomorrow, so I get to sleep in a
Oh,
little bit. Very exciting development in my life. Yeah, it's good
have
for the
you
most
done
part.
have you done jury duty before?
I This is the second time I've been summoned like ever, and the last time they texted me that morning and they were like, "Hey, JK, you don't have to come." So, I'm gonna sleep in regardless. But like I kind of like want to do it just to say that I've done it before, you know?
Do you want to be selected? Like you would be okay if you'd be an unbiased juror?
I want to be selected as long as it's not like a case that's super traumatic that's gonna like stay with
Fair.
me.
Yeah.
So like fingers crossed.
Because they give you an opener, they give you like some context about the case that we're working. Well, I don't know. In DC. In New York, I had to do it in 2019, and they like bring you into a room and they're like, our case is about, and they give you like a high level like 5 sentence overview, and then they go through and they say like, is there any reason you would not be a good fit for this? And so like mine was like some guy, I think it was like with his building, he like was on the roof and fell down the stairs and he was trying to say it was like unsafe conditions. And so they're like, have you been any type of like falling accident, issue with your building, lawsuit situation? Um, so they can get, you can say if you're going to be a biased juror.
Mm.
I don't know how.
Okay. I would prefer that they do that actually, because like I don't know, like it could be anything, I guess, and I
It could
do
be
want to be
anything.
unbiased, but
And then they asked a very broad question, and they're very strict about it. I mean, the lawyers that gave it to me
yeah.
were, because you're in a room with like, I don't know, 30 or 50 people.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have to think about your answer, but you cannot tell your answer. And you do not react to our questions, but make sure you're thinking. Like they were very, it was like an odd experience. And their question was, um, would you want you to be your own juror, as if like you're
Oh.
unbiased? And I absolutely would not want myself to be on my
As a
jury.
rule, not asking myself for advice. Yeah.
I'm a very, very biased person, but I own that and I'm self-aware enough to know it. So like you don't want me on your jury. I have
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah, like I don't think that I have an opinion on everything, but if you asked me to have an opinion, like I would, you know?
Yes, exactly.
It could go either way.
I also I didn't really oh God, I'm outing myself already. I just didn't really want to be there.
No, that's so real too. Yeah.
I was
I think
dismissed.
it'll
I
be a
was
vibe.
dismissed, but okay. I actually want to hear. You're gonna keep us updated on if you get selected and
I
what the
will.
case is in
Yeah,
a
stay
compliant
tuned.
way, of course.
Of course.
Okay. I gave listeners a little bit about you in the intro, but I want you to introduce yourself in your own words for our audience listening.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Hey y'all. My name is Shannon. Um, I live in Washington, D.C., where I work as a college counselor at a high school. Um, kind of spent most of my career in higher education, but switched to the high school side a few years ago, and I love it. Um, and yeah, I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, so on the Gulf of Mexico, like down on the coast. And I've lived up here for about like 9 years now, and I've known Claire for 15 years now, which, as I'm
It's
saying that out
weird
loud,
because
just
we're
occurred to me.
23 years old.
Yeah, I know that's so weird that we've known each
Math.
other since infancy. Yeah. Yeah, so we met freshman year of college, and here we are.
Sorority sisters.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hey. Um, so much in there that I want to unpack, but I want to let you know that I don't know if this is the correct terminology, so you can correct me, but you have given me a Roman Empire. So I didn't know about the Roman Empire thing until everyone on social media was talking about it a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
And I felt actually very left out because I was like, I don't think about the actual Roman Empire ever. And
me
I
neither.
don't I don't think I have one. And then I was like, oh my God, I do. And it's because of you.
Oh my God. I'm scared of what you're about to say.
It's not that funny.
That's the best kind
Uh,
though.
when you used to do your like, it wasn't a would you rather, but it was like a this or that.
Yeah.
That and like I don't know if it was tweets or Instagrams.
It
Oh
was
my God, was
Instagram
I
stories. Yeah.
so entertained. Please bring them back. It's been way too long. We used to get them daily, sometimes multiple a day, I feel like in consecutive order. And then it dwindled off and I get that life happens, but
Yeah.
it's been I am confident it's been a year. So one, I
You're
missed
right.
the game. But two, there are two things that I have lived with thinking about since you posted them. And
Yeah.
one is like bothers me that people potentially do this wrong. One was which way do you put the toilet paper on? Like
Oh,
the paper or under and like
oh my God.
what's wrong with you if it's if you're an under
That
paper toilet
correct.
paper.
That is the wrong way. And like that one was so much more polarizing and like evenly split than I thought it would be because I was like there is a correct answer. Like I know
But
it's
I
an
don't like
opinion.
it wasn't and I think about that all the time. And I'm still in the phase of life where I'm like wiping kids' butts and so and like we have to take the roll off to like do it cleanly. And I teach them. I'm like because they're just sticking the roll back. I'm like, no, first of all, we have you stick it on correctly, and this is the correct and only way that you do that. Do
And you
you
know what?
understand?
Moms are superheroes. You're really like teaching up the next
I'm
generation.
just out here doing the good work
Yeah,
to raise them
exactly.
right.
Period.
The second one has actually caught me by surprise, and I actually have mixed feelings about it because when I replied to you, I was convinced and I was like, I am this person. And ever since I said that I was this person, I have caught myself being the other person. And so now I'm like, I it feels like a personality crisis and I think about it every single time I do it, which is obnoxious and very lame when you hear what it is. Which direction do you face in the shower? Do you face do
That
you
one,
face the head or you face away from the head?
that one was fascinating to me because again, it was so much more evenly split, and I was like, I just assumed that the way I did it was the way, and I face away. Like,
So like the head's behind you and the water's coming down.
yeah, unless
I
I'm
always
washing my
thought
face.
I swear I never faced the shower head until I knew I could. Honestly, I was standing there
It's like
in
a
the shower
social
and
experiment.
I turned around and I was like, 10 minutes of my life is gone because I'm just facing the shower head. And now I just switch. I do both every shower.
I love that. See, you're just like you're switching it up, keeping things fresh, like literally in the shower. Yeah, no, that one really like shook me to my core. So I was like, okay, I need to think about everything I do and like, is this normal or not? Or and does it matter, you know?
No, it's given me things to think about that I never thought about before. I just went through life doing these things, and now I'm so aware.
Yeah, no, the one that got to me that I think about a lot when I go, well, I think about it when I go to the dentist is do you keep your eyes open when the dentist is like in your mouth? And
Do
like,
you?
yeah, yeah,
I don't want to, but I don't know what is more or less awkward. Actually,
yeah,
we know someone who is a dentist now, and so we should ask her.
yeah, and
Do you know
I,
who I'm thinking about?
yeah,
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her.
yes, and another person who was in our class
Bring
at
her on.
Loyola, no, literally, yeah, but and another person who was in our class at Loyola who's a dentist, I remember he replied to it and was like, people do both. It's like a real mix. And I was like, and he was like, there's not a right or wrong way to
So you're
do
paying
it.
attention.
Yeah, no, I'm like, so you're saying you noticed. No, the truth's out.
Now, okay, so actually I went to the dentist on Friday and I realized I was just staring. Like my eyes were open and like nothing was happening other than I was like, please, sir, stop.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, maybe I could relax better if I close my eyes. This is my internal talk track.
Yeah.
I'm not like talking to the man. And so I'm like, let me close my eyes. And like, nope, nope, that's too weird. My eyes have been
Yeah.
open for 3/4 of this cleaning.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
have to keep
asleep.
them. I can't switch. I can't switch now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Too weird.
okay, so anyway, that's what I've been waiting to tell you.
Oh my God, I'm
Bring it
delighted.
back. Bring it
I
back.
you really have inspired me. I will get to brainstorming tonight.
Okay, thank you. The people
Welcome.
appreciate it.
I
The
got
people
you.
being me. Apparently, if you had a lot of responses too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, another thing that you posted the other day, did you just have your 9-year anniversary in DC? I made that
Um,
up. Because
like
I swear,
yeah, it was over the summer, so yeah, yeah.
well, that felt like yesterday.
I know.
I remember you put when you posted it, I was like, no, she's been there for like 2 or 3 years because that was 2 or 3 years ago. And then I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, no, I visited her 5 years ago.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel too, even though I've literally been here for yeah, for that long. It's
Okay,
crazy.
talk to us about the move to Washington, D.C. Where were you before? What were you doing? And now you're a DC girly for almost a decade.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So weird. Who would have thunk? Not me. Um, so yeah, so after college, I worked as an admissions counselor for our alma mater. And I was actually like recruiting in like DC, Maryland, and Virginia. That was like part of my like territory. And I really liked it a lot, and I knew that I eventually wanted to go to grad school. And I thought like, okay, like I love New Orleans and I can always come back, but like I want to kind of do something different and go live somewhere else for grad school, as a fun experiment. I knew that I liked the DC area, so I ended up moving up there. Um, and when I graduated, I was in College Park, Maryland, so I was like in a suburb, which was not the same at all. Major culture shock, by the way, moving from New Orleans
Yeah.
to a college town. Um, so I was like, I want to stay in DC and just like actually live in DC proper. And so I worked at George Washington University in student life for a couple of years, um, which was fun. But I was like literally always working and I wasn't getting paid that much money. So I was like, let me go back to admissions, like kind of my like college admissions life. And that ended up back on the high school side. So now I'm like helping students find their best college fit as opposed to like working for a college where I'm trying to get them to come to that college.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, like again, I always had in the back of my mind that I was gonna go move back to New Orleans and it's like closer to home for me and but it's still a big city and still have like I still have a pretty big community and a lot of friends there, but I don't know. I It's just worked out that I've stayed in DC. I really like there's a really robust public transit system here and like I don't have a car, so like that's especially great for me. Um and I don't know, it's just kind of stuck on me. I don't know if I'll
I
stay
want
here
to
forever, but here we
Yeah,
are.
let's kind of dive into it because I want to hear more
Yeah.
about your work because I think it's very fascinating and
Yeah.
also like helping the kids.
Yeah.
The kids, they're teenagers. That was disrespectful. I'm sorry, everyone
No, but
applying
they
to
are
college.
kids. You're right. Yeah.
True, adolescents under
Yeah.
18. Um, but we did the exact same thing. So I'm curious, like, like, if we can dissect what has shifted in our brain, because
Yeah.
we were in New Orleans for a year after school, moved up to New
Mhm.
York for my graduate school, thought
Yeah.
like, oh, we can do that cute young professional thing, move to the city for a
Hmm.
couple years, and then we'll move back to New Orleans and set up shop. All of our friends are still down there. We love it. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be a
Yeah.
great thing.
Hmm.
And look at us,
Yeah.
almost 11 years later, still here.
Yeah.
Very much never went back.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious, we always talk about it, like when we think about like places, if we left the city, where would we go? And we think about like, where do we have community? Where do we know people? Where do we know our way around? What feels
Yeah.
comfortable to us? New Orleans is always there. But then there's also a lot missing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, no, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard. We love the city of New Orleans. I still have family that live there. We still have a lot of friends that live there.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard, like where we come in, the decision of like, I've now, like my whole adult life, lived in New York City. We've had all three of our children in New York City. We've kind of grown up as adults. Like we were young adults, professionals when we moved here. And now we are, I mean, I don't think I'll ever think of myself as a real adult, but like,
Same.
I guess technically one would say that. And it's really hard. Like you think about all of the things that like we think that we would have to change in our lives. Like we don't own a car in the city. Public transportation is great. I mean, I'd love a car, but I'm not paying for a car. So
Yeah.
with the
Same.
school system, like my kids go to public school and they can because we are in a phenomenal school district under New York City DOE.
Yeah.
Our jobs are here. Like we'd have to like figure out our whole job situation. Um, so it's so much to uproot, and I just don't know how you do that. And I know people do it, but yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. For every reason you just said and more. I mean, yeah, it's like and I think something that I don't think about as much, but that is a key factor that you brought up is like your professional network is here. Like,
Yes.
even though I worked in New Orleans, yes, but like I don't have nearly as many contacts or like people that I know who currently work in the industry than like I would, or that I have up here. Um, and it's just it would require so many life changes at once, and it's like I feel like when you're in your mid 20s, aka early 30s, it's just like it's just way harder to make those choices and like, you know, come to those conclusions when sort of there's no spark under you or like no like
Hmm.
impetus to like leave other than hey, we could probably save money if we went somewhere else or,
Yeah.
have a different pace of life.
And I do think like part of why I love, like I do think New Orleans is a very transplant friendly
Mhm.
city.
Mhm.
But I think especially it's easier for people who went to school there and never
Yeah.
left or left for a little bit and came right back
Yeah.
versus like you said, professional network. Like there's a whole basic sort of infrastructure you have set up as an adult in your life that it makes it
Yeah.
much harder. But I mean, we talk about it all the time because we're down there to visit people. We're down there for weddings.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got married there.
Yeah.
The culture, like there's just something that's so romanticized for us because when we lived there, we were in school and then the first year out of school, which is like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we have a paycheck and we're
Yeah.
like living together for the first time and we don't have any real responsibilities. So we can go to all the festivals and we can go to all the dinners and we can do all the fun things that New Orleans has to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have to ask myself like is this rose-tinted glasses or would it actually be as like cool and fun and ideal as I'm imagining it to be? And maybe like both are true, you know?
Yeah.
I think both can be
Um,
true.
both can be true. I'm just seeing the DG hat in the background and I love a little
Oh, yeah.
representation.
And I was, I wasn't that funny. Like, it wasn't on purpose, but I like I love that for us.
Well placed, well placed. Okay, let's go back to your work because you started on the admission side, and now I know you were at an all-girl high school for a
Hmm.
couple years.
Yeah.
I know you just moved high school to a co-ed school this
Hmm.
year. One, what was the process like when you switched from doing the recruiting to helping teenagers? I didn't want to
Yeah.
call them kids again.
Yeah.
Find a place to go. Like, what is that like?
Yeah. So, like, first of all, I had spent, my entire career up until that point working with college students or like, very close to being college students when I worked in admissions. And I really kind of took for granted how much development and maturing you do, like when you
Mm,
go from high school to college, because when I like moved to the high school side, I thought, oh, like this will be just like working with college kids. No, it's not. Like they are like these are kids. They live with their parents, like they
yeah.
like the dome is not fully loaded, the frontal lobe is not fully grown and developed right there. Which also like makes it really fun. I think what the coolest thing for me was like, I loved working for our university. Like, I love being able to share like the best, like one of the best things that ever happened to me, like with so many people like all over the country, and kind of like bring them into the fold of that experience. But working with high school students and kind of helping them find their best match, I think has been so fulfilling because like there truly is somewhere for everybody. Like it's really kind of fun because you're helping them figure out like who they are and what they want so they can really just ultimately like build a future for themselves. And I think something that's like I think in these trying times, it's something that's given me a lot of hope just thinking like, oh,
Hmm.
like these are the people who are going to kind of like carry the torch and like be the next generation and they just have so many more. I don't know, there's a lot more issues, I think, at the forefront of their minds than there were for us, even though we're
Yeah.
so young and wild and free still. Um, I want to emphasize that. Um, but I think that kind of keeps me going every day, and it's just been really cool. And there really is like there's somewhere for everyone, just like there's like someone for everyone, if that's what they're looking for.
Are they Gen Z high schoolers right now?
Okay, great question. I think they're like something else.
I'm not gonna put us on the spot.
I
We're
know, I'm
we're
like
not gonna.
like I don't even like another or Gen Alpha is something, but I don't know
Okay,
what.
my oldest two are Gen Alpha, and my
Oh,
baby is the first generation of Gen B.
ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
2025 starts the first year of Gen Bs, but I don't know when Gen Alpha starts.
Me neither, because
That's a
like,
widespread.
yeah, because I always thought as Gen Z as being like young, like
Young
20s, but
professionals
now,
now,
right, but
like
like I
us.
think, yeah, like us. But I think like they've gotten older, so like some of my former students are now like they're like past 25, and I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
like, so what does this mean
Wow.
now? Yeah,
Huh. Okay.
it's
Well,
strange.
someone certainly will comment and tell us as they're listening to
Yeah,
this episode.
yeah, shout out
And
to
maybe
whoever
we'll
you
find
are.
out in the meantime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I do think about that, especially like raising kids these days. Like we're right on the advent of social media, but I feel like in a way if there is a best of both worlds for social media, I feel like we got it because we didn't grow up with it. We grew up going outside, and I mean, we had AOL Instant Messenger, which was life.
Yeah. BRB.
And so we knew, yeah, BRB. We saw the whole like life cycle of MySpace and my friend Tom, and then Facebook when you needed what was it like a college email address,
Yeah.
and it was the Facebook, um, and the evolution, and then Instagram when back. I remember when I was studying abroad, I posted my first Instagram and it was scrambled eggs with red peppers. I'm
Wait,
pretty sure.
mine was a cookies I had just baked. Like, what was I doing?
I went through and did some like serious cleanup a couple years ago because I was like, God, Claire, you're so embarrassing. But I left those eggs just for history's sake, you know?
Yeah.
I let them live. But so I think it's given us a lot of connection in our
Yay.
adult life and sort of carrying us through. And it's actually honestly like part of starting the podcast. I talked with you about it is it's how I've kept up with a lot of people because you can sort of see it and it's hard as we, continue to expand our lives to stay in
Yeah.
touch with everyone. So it's a way to have a touch point and like stay connected.
Yes.
And yes, there's a dark side that we are exposed to and see also. But kids these days, I mean, my son knows what Instagram is, and I like, mm, yeah, oh my God, I know. It's like, how do you, I don't know. It freaks me out.
Yeah, like I notice there is this like underlying feeling that you're always being perceived that
Mm,
like younger people have that like we just simply didn't grow up with. Like
mm-hmm.
and it's not real, you know what I mean? But it's like, oh, you could be being filmed at any time, or like someone might want to take a photo, so you need to look good today. Or like, I don't know, it's exhausting to even think about, and I can't imagine like living it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
We'll leave that one to unpack for
Yeah, we could
another
write a book on that, I'm
time.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard turn.
Yeah.
Can we talk about boys?
Yeah. Love that.
Um, I gave a hard turn warning.
Yeah.
Um,
Appreciate that.
okay, I've been married for almost a decade. Um,
Whoa.
I know,
I
child
remember it like it
bride.
was yesterday, your wedding. It was
It
beautiful.
was. I'm so committed to that. I'm so committed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 23. Um,
Exactly.
okay, talk to me about. Are you dating anyone right now? You don't have to answer that. Are
Yes.
you
Yeah.
dating?
I'm in a relationship.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to hear. Okay, tell me. Tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've been together for like 10 months now. And it's been obviously I think everybody thinks that the relationship they're in is like the best one they've ever been in, but like this one for sure is like I can't even I'm like embarrassed at myself for the other relationships I've been in, seeing how good it can actually
Oh,
be. Yeah, like I just I'm like the happiest I've ever been with a man, truly. And I feel like he has like made my life better. If he ever messes it up, delete this from the internet, but but I don't think he will.
I'm like getting teary. That is so sweet. Okay, first of all, I want to say what you just said. Like everyone always says this. Well, like that's a good thing. That means you're learning from past relationships. I feel like it's a sign of health and growth as an individual and in what your relation like if you're going to a relationship and saying, "Oh, that one was better. My last one was better." Well, then get out and find better. Like you deserve better. Like
Yeah.
it should be getting better because you should learn from those experiences. I mean, I'm not preaching to anyone. This is just my thought as you're saying. This is my
No, I agree
reaction
with you.
because like you deserve that. You deserve that. And oh my gosh, that makes me so
Thank
happy.
you. Yeah. Yeah. I've kissed a lot of frogs, but like here we are.
Okay, tell me, I want to hear about that too, though. Like, because I never had that experience. And so I feel like I've vicariously lived through friends who either are still single or were single until later on.
Yeah.
Um, and I never did the app thing. I'm always begging people to let me look at their apps. I'm so intrigued by it. Tell me what it's
Yeah.
like to be dating in a city.
Yeah. Honestly,
Don't hold back.
yeah, it's like not great, but like okay, it's which I realize I'm saying that as someone who like did meet my current boyfriend like on an app, and I will say that like I'm not joking, like our first date was like the day before I left to go home for Christmas last year, and I was like if this doesn't go well, I am deleting all of these apps because like there is just such like foolishness with so many of these men.
Ugh, do
I really
better.
yeah, like I really like I think like men are having
A
I mean, I hate to be like,
moment.
yeah, yeah, and I hate to just be like, oh, like it's all men's problem, but like obviously it's a societal thing, but like I don't think men are coping well with like changes in society. To just like, I don't know, put that out there. But yeah, I mean, it's been tough. Like, but I do think part of that has been just like when you date, you learn so much about yourself
Hmm.
and like what you do and don't want, like what you are willing and unwilling to accept, and like kind of like what you need in a relationship. And I think because there's not really any other thing in your life other than like friendships, like you know who you are as a friend and like how what you need from friendships, but it's not quite the same. Obviously, right? Like this person
Yeah.
is like your partner in life ideally. Um and so I don't know, it's tough, and it's like a very vulnerable thing to talk about, like especially if you don't have a lot of single friends. Like I've been lucky that like a lot of my friends have been single like at the same time as me, and I think as much as I hate to say it, like that has been really helpful. Like I've never felt like in a major way I've never felt, oh, like everybody is with somebody but me.
Hmm.
And even when I did have those thoughts, I'm like, okay, but I also know like what I don't want. Like, and so
Yeah.
so you know, I really empathize with people out there dating because I really think so much of it is luck and
Hmm.
timing. Like I you happen to match with someone at the right time when you're both ready and they're like very compatible with you and have like share similar like values and and priorities and things like that. Like that is like a cosmic, like things just have to kind of come together, and it's really not up to us how that happens most of the time.
No, I think, I mean, like, so much credit to you for putting yourself out there, like, knowing that you wanted to find partnership in that way and going through, like, there is the, like, I'm just not into it. I'm not going to do the apps. I want to, like, and that's totally fine. But I think there's a vulnerability in saying, I think it's hard to say that you want something that you don't know you're going to get from doing it. So, like, you can say you
Yeah.
want to find a serious, committed relationship that ends in commitment by going on an app, and then you go on the app and you might not find that. Like, and
Yeah.
that's a hard thing to, it's like, I can imagine
Yeah.
exhausting and vulnerable and having to, like you said, kiss a ton of frogs to find out that, like, oh God, men really aren't coping that well. Like, is there anyone out there?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello? No, it's true. And like and it yeah, it takes so much energy
Yeah.
to do it. And I think that was kind of the hardest part for me. It was like I was like, okay, well like if I'm tired just like in living my life, then how can I do this right now in a way that like honors myself and like is respectful to the other person's time. Yeah.
I'm wondering, what do you see as different in, is it the person you're with now, or is it a combination of, like, you're different and you know what you're looking for now? Like, how have you, like, past Shannon, who was dating, I don't know, 3 years ago
Yeah.
on and still searching, and then now you found this person. What have you seen differences in yourself to find someone like this?
Yeah. I love that question. You know, I do think a lot of it has been like like lessons hard learned from
Mm,
being mistreated, unfortunately. I think it's a combination of yeah, like I feel like I'm in a better place and just like know myself more. I think being like in your 30s comes with like a natural sort of like confidence that you
hmm.
don't care as much about what other people think. Like, I really do feel like, okay, well, if you don't like this about me, then you're not for me. Whereas maybe before I would have been like, well, let me prove to you that I can be. Um, and there was just so much. I was almost like, I feel like past me was like almost wanting to be saved. Like, I thought, like, oh, this person, I'm gonna meet them and they're gonna like make my life better than it is, and I'm not really gonna have to do anything. And which like like that's a very like kind of like elementary way of thinking of it, but like
I
um
get it.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
and especially like in the last few years and like being single and like you know like paying for all your own stuff and like you know you're paying your bills, you're paying your rent, and like that kind of wears on you, and it's like, oh, well, like if I have someone, then like I'm good, right? But I think like realizing that I think knowing what true partnership and like actual love can look like makes a big difference. Like the mental gymnastics I would do in the past in like bad relationships, I can see it so clearly now, and I
Hmm.
know like I did the work and like therapy, like externally processing with friends. Yeah, yeah, like I know like what signs there are. Like for example, if there are things about my relationship or about my partner that I'm intentionally holding back from talking about with my friends that aren't like obviously like aside from like private matters, if there are things that he like does or like aspects of his personality that like I want to keep hidden from other people, like that is a sign
Mm.
like something's not right. Um and so I think just realizing that like part of it is like realizing that you can have it all in a way, like the person who is going to like love you unconditionally and like support you and meet your needs and like who will allow you to do that for them too, like is out there. And it's hard to like when you go through so much turmoil in relationships, it's hard to believe that is true until it kind of again, luck, the universe, it comes together. But like if you're not looking at how you show up in relationships and like how you maybe you're bending yourself backwards for someone else to fit into their narrative, then you can't move forward in a healthy, productive way. And it's been hard. It's been hard as hell, but like I made it, you know? You got to do the work. You got to like really look into yourself and be honest about, who you are and what you want.
I mean, I just want to give you so much credit right now. Like, that is such, I feel so proud of you hearing you say that. And I'm like equally so happy because you started off by saying like being mistreated in past relationships and just sort of like walking us through this growth that you've had of like, yeah, it can be scary as hell to see that you have, talking about you're dating on apps because you want a relationship. You found someone, okay, we're getting along, but like, no, I don't need to talk about this. Like, I could kind of turn an eye and put the rosy colored glasses on and go down. And like, you could get that thing that you wanted when you joined the app if you just kept not looking at that thing that you don't want to look at.
Yes.
And so, but I think it takes so much self-love to walk away from that. And I cannot imagine how hard that is. But also, like, what an act of love for yourself that and a gift that understanding what you deserve and how you deserve to be treated. And you can only really ever have a partnership with someone if you're that honest with yourself, because it's not going to leave the back of your brain. Like, you're
Yeah.
not going to keep going and be like, oh, I suddenly don't care. It's just gonna, I don't know. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you being
Yeah.
like opening up like that.
Yeah. No, thank you for like letting me do that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to hear all about this boy. We don't have to go on that right now unless you want to
Oh,
spill
girl.
some.
I've got like literally so many stories. Like some of these men, I'm like, what was that? Like, what was I doing? I don't think he cared whether I lived or died, but I was like, yeah, everything's great. That's how social media is not real, y'all. Unless you're being
Yeah.
authentic. Yeah.
um, yeah. What? Are
What a
we gonna
time to be
unpack
alive.
that one? Right?
No.
No, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, so we're living in DC,
Yeah.
we're working in high school,
Mhm.
we're in love. What's
Yeah.
fun? Talk to me about what are our hobbies? What are we doing? What are we getting into these days?
That's such a good question because I started it, as you mentioned, I started at a new high school like 2 months ago. So I've been kind of like laser focused on like adjusting to that. Um, you know, I For fun, one thing that I've noticed like as a change for myself is like when I go work out, it's so much less about like my physical health and it's literally so much more for my mental health. Like which has been kind of fun because I feel like somehow that makes it easier to go because I'm like I'm doing
Hmm.
this because I want to feel good and like have a dopamine release. Um and the physical stuff is just like lanyap, right? Like it's like an extra added benefit.
Love the use
Um,
of lanyap there.
oh, thank you. I knew I was in good company. You know what it meant. Um, I think something too is like I feel like I've had like a really great group of friends here for a long time, which again makes it easy to stay.
How
Um,
have you,
yeah.
you had friends that moved either with you or after you? Have you
Yeah.
created a new group? Like, have you met new people that have become your friends?
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel
Talk to,
like yeah.
how do you find friends as a adult? That's
Great
not an adult.
cue. No, I know. So I think I feel I'm kind of like spoiled because my best friend since like fourth grade also lives in DC. And so like
That's right.
we, right, that's kind of like she's like my sister. And so it's kind of like having family in the city. Um, but then I've also been lucky, like one of my best friends from college, she also lives here. And it's been kind of cool to sort of like meld our friend groups together because like obviously if we're close friends and like we have these other people who we really love and care about a lot, like we're gonna have kind of a similar vibe in a lot of ways. And DC is a pretty transient city, kind of like New York
Hmm.
is. And
Yeah.
like so yeah, so people are always coming and going. But like in this like moment of life, I feel like I have a really great group that is very intentional about like creating community. Like literally on Sunday night, I have a friend, or they're two friends. They're a couple. They're a married couple, and they started this like supper club where like the first Sunday of every month they're gonna like host people at their house for dinner, and they
Cute.
like yeah, it's so cute, and they set their apartment up in like almost like picnic style where it's like a bunch of like tables, and so there were people there that like folks like if you would have friends there, but then there were new people to meet, and I don't know, I was just like, especially like the vibes in DC are not great right now. um People are out of work. There's the National Guard, like all kinds of stuff like that is happening, and so it's just like there's a weird like aura in the city. So it's I think
Hmm.
having friends who create those spaces intentionally has been like so huge. And so that's like I think for me is like the what I'm doing for fun is like being intentional about getting together with friends and like doing fun things that we maybe wouldn't normally do by ourselves.
That's actually, I love to hear that and sort of like how you're using community and like connecting with others because it's what drove me to start all of this is
Yeah.
that connection. And I feel like when things mostly to a large degree outside of our control feel very heavy and out of our control, like what can we control and how can we have a sense of ownership, feeling like we have a sense of ownership and what's the word I'm looking for, but is not coming to my brain, agency in our own
Yeah.
lives to
Yeah.
create that connection and community. And so I feel like Supper Club is perfect. But for me, it's like
Yeah.
I want to catch up with girlfriends, and my girlfriends live all over the country, and I want to catch up with anyone who wants to have a girl chat
Yeah.
because there's just like I need to belly laugh. Like we all
Yeah.
need a belly laugh and we need it to be about something stupid. And I also need to be able to like switch immediately and trauma dump because of everything we're going through.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm that it's like that community piece or connection is kind of missing. And you really have to like it dawned on me, which I've said this before, but it sounds so obvious, but like you have to create it. And if it's like
Yes.
you have to seek it out, you have to create it, and you have to nurture it. Like you can't just like be like, I'm ready for my community and like think it's just gonna be there. It like
Yeah.
it's active. It is something you have to do and create.
Yes, that is so true. I saw this TikTok the other day, but like it really has stuck with me ever since. And it was this person saying like, oh, like I agreed to go out to dinner a week ago and now I don't want to, but I'm going because being inconvenienced is the cost or like is the price we pay for having community. And I was
Hmm.
like, that is so true. Like, like
Yeah.
you're gonna be inconvenienced sometimes because like that's how life works. But like to be in true community with others, it's gonna be great, but it's also gonna require work.
Yeah, it's like my natural reaction is like, no, I'm not going to put on real clothes or pants. I'm going to sit here in my messy bun and pajamas. But thanks, like I
Yeah.
want the invite,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to go. But I've been like challenging myself more. I'm like, no, this like I do crave these type of connections, and so
Yeah.
actually I need to say yes. And I don't actually. I mean, I can't wear pajamas, but like I've given myself makeup free weekends. Like I
Love
made
that.
one exception because we were going to a birthday dinner, but like no matter what we're doing, like I can go to a kid's birthday party without makeup on. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to scare the block. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. And but it just feels
Yeah.
like I don't know. I feel like going back to authentic word of like how can you make that connection and community feel manageable, and it's like I don't actually have to like show up as this version of myself. I can just show up and be there, and that's yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, and people respect it because like that's like I think what everyone wants anyway. But like it's like a secret that we're all keeping from each other.
yeah, or you I don't know, maybe we just have to be 23 to figure this out.
Or
It's
like
not funny, I'll
like
stop saying it.
yeah, no, but
But
it's true. Yeah, like it's like
I
oh
think
like yeah. No, no, oh,
you
I was
said
just
it
gonna yeah. No, go for it. You go, you go.
You said it of like there's a confidence that comes in your 30s, and I've actually seen it of like people approaching 40 and in their early 40s even saying it of like 40 is the new, because like when I was in my 20s I knew some people who were just 30 and I was like, oh my God, I'll never be that. And now those
Yeah.
people are like early 40s and I'm like, I'm never gonna be that. I will, I hope.
Yeah.
And but I think it's like there is a confidence that comes with it because it's like you're not right out of school, you're not trying to prove that you got a job right out of school after graduation, or you got the
Right.
first promotion, or all it's like no, I'm just here trying to live my life.
Literally. And like I it's something as simple as like I mean, simple now, but it's like you realize you realize like not everyone is looking at you. You care about you more than anyone else. And I think there's like this like it's very liberating to be like, "Oh yeah, like literally I can't even think of what anyone was wearing at any given event, like unless it was like I don't know, like at your wedding. I know you were wearing a wedding dress, and I can remember what it
I
looks like,
was.
right? Beautiful dress,
I was,
but
can confirm.
like it's like no one is thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you, and it's so just freeing. And like it shouldn't take that long, but like we all get there when we get there.
Okay, I don't want to give anyone like a complex here because I saw this the other day of like nobody, it's like get out of your own head, nobody thinks about you as much as you think about you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. But then I was thinking about it and like, I think about people all the time.
Okay, true, true, but like
I don't only.
yeah, no, no, like there's a limit, but it's like you're not thinking
You gave
about
me a
like
Roman Empire. I think about that all like more than I should.
I know. We had this conversation the other day where I was like, I want to know like what people do when they get home from work. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know like
Okay.
what does the actual normal day look like? Because I feel like I'm not doing it the same way everyone else is.
I have tried. Since you said that to me like a month ago, whenever we talked, I was like, it's actually in my head of like Shannon wants to see this and I want to show this, and nothing normal happens. There is no normalcy that happens when we walk in the door. So I'd want to see what someone else like. There's no,
Yeah.
it's chaos descends and erupts,
Yeah.
and we exist, and then we put our kids to bed and stare at each other.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Just decompress however you
I'll try.
can.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying to figure out how I can show that and make us look somewhat, not make us look normal, but like how I could make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense what happens in my house between 5:30 and 9 o'clock.
I will say I'm enjoying your content so much because I'm like, oh my God, like this, I was like, this makes sense. Like, this is how she does it. Because, like, as someone without kids, especially, like, I'm like, I'm like amazed by you and always have been. Like, but seeing you like create this content, and I'm like, yeah, like, no, this is real. Like, I know you're not fabricating any of this stuff. And, like,
Couldn't.
yeah, right. Yeah. Couldn't have tried. But, like, yeah, I think that's like I think people are fascinating.
Thank you. I do too. I do try to keep it honest and authentic, and I try to, I do.
Yeah.
But I think it's sort of this like, yeah, it's just life right now, and it's just like the chaos that we're living. And it honestly, on my maternity leave, I had so many like internal dialogue conversations. Like I was literally talking to myself, and Zach would be talking to me, and he like I just not responding because I was in my head. And he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." And I had a whole conversation with him that he had no part of, and with other people. Like I said, I think about other people all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I actually need to do something with this. Like I need this to live outside of my body. Um,
Yeah.
and it's actually been really fun because
No, and I
it's
can tell you're having fun. I
you
love
can tell
it.
that I'm entertained by myself.
Well, yeah, I know, as you should be. Like, I'm entertained. Like, I see your posts come up, like, first whenever I log into Instagram, and I'm like, oh,
Oh, good.
here's
The
my show.
algorithm's working. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
literally. Like, this is my program. Like, let's go.
Dialed in.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, I mean it.
um, okay, well, we've been chatting for an hour, and we already chatted for like 30 minutes before this anyway. Um,
True.
this has been an absolute delight and a treat for me. Before we wrap up, right back
No,
at you.
right back at you, truly.
Before we wrap up, we are in very different phases of life, and I I think there's something really special about what you share with us, especially in the dating world. And you've
Yeah.
moved cities, you've, shifted your career a little bit, you figured out the dating scene, and you are one of my favorite people. Like you have stayed so true to yourself, and like you've, as we all do, grow and evolve, but like so down to earth. Get how have you done this? And that is such a jumbled way of asking. Like it's very hard. Like I'm trying like recognize like it's very easy to lean into something that's not for you because you want it,
Hmm.
and have a hard time trusting that if you stay true to yourself, you can get that and you will get that. It's just it's not the right timing. And you're doing that. You're like living that right now. So
Yeah.
what has helped you stay true to that and have that belief?
Yeah. First of all, thank you. I'm literally gonna think of that for the rest of my life.
Aw.
Um, so thank you. That really does mean a lot, especially coming from you as someone who like I just like literally from the jump, I Queen Claire. Um, I I think for me, like something I think about a lot, and when I look back on my life is like I think, and it sounds simple, it's not always trusting. Like I've always tried to trust my gut, like. And this is like literally like even like physiologically, like outside of your brain, the place in your body that has the most nerve cells literally is in your gut. So like when people say
That
like
makes
gut
sense.
feeling, yeah, like gut feeling, like gut wrenching or like butterflies in your stomach, like that is like actually real.
Hmm.
Um
I
and
didn't
when I
know
look
that.
yeah, yeah, it's like it's really really interesting stuff. Um so when I look back on my life when like things were feeling not right or like I was trying to ignore red flags like from myself or others, I could like always feel it in my gut. And like even if I couldn't articulate or pinpoint what it was, like if your gut's telling you something's off, you should explore that. So that's been a big one for me. I think too, something that I've worked like my whole life to build is like optimism, and it's just
Mm,
coming in hand. It's being challenged a lot more lately, but certainly, but it's coming in handy. Like just kind of having the belief that like good things are going to happen to me, even if they're not happening right now. And like
mm,
that looks different for like for different people. Like maybe it means you're doing a gratitude journal. Maybe it means you're just kind of flipping your way of thinking of like what could go wrong. It's like instead of that, you're thinking like what can go right. Um and and I don't know, and I think just being curious about people has also been huge for me. Like we just said, like I want to know what
yeah.
people are doing.
Yeah,
But
I do.
but right, like I think like that kind of keeps things fresh. It keeps things interesting, and it also helps you get out of your own head, which sometimes that's all you got to do. Sometimes you just need to go take a walk. And I found that it's really
Snaps
just
that.
right, like it's like the simple things like that that like, oh, turns out there's something to that, right? Like maybe I just need to drink some water.
Hydrate.
Literally, or like get a normal amount of sleep. So, it looks a little different for everyone, but it also kind of looks the same. Like trust your gut, like take note of who's around you and like what's bringing you joy and what's not, and go to therapy.
Oh, go to therapy. No, I
Yeah.
think it's like it sounds simple, but like it's actually like very true. Of trust your gut. Like you have a gut instinct. I've always been a very like, what's your gut telling you? I didn't know the nerve thing. That's fascinating. Thank you for educating
Yeah.
me tonight. But also just I think what you said about the optimism thing is important. I mean, you have to you have to want to have hope. And it's very, very hard. And we are tested in that all the time in many situations.
Yeah.
But I feel like this orientation towards hope and optimism is like the light that's going to get you through whatever you're going through and need it. Draw from it, like force it because it's
100%.
powerful.
100%. Like fake it till you make it if you have to, but like if we don't have hope, what do we have? So it's like I think if you think of it that way, it's like find ways to cultivate it because you have to have it for the sake
Yeah,
of having it.
we're
Yeah.
so deep.
Yeah. I know. We're
Have
so
hope.
faith, hope, and love. Uh,
Amen.
period.
On that note, truly, Shannon, thank you for joining us on the Catch Up with Claire. This was so much fun for me. I know that our listeners are going to love this. Thank you for being here, and mwah, till next
Oh,
time.
thank you for having me. Love you.
Okay, I told you that was a fun one. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Catch Up with Claire. I hope you enjoyed our episode with Shannon. Like I said, I was laughing the whole time we were talking. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it would mean so much if you would download, subscribe, follow along. Please share this with someone who you think might also enjoy it or need a laugh today. That's how I can continue to have these conversations and bring them to you. All right. Until next time, be kind, be brave, be safe out there.